That is crazy. Oh. Meow. 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 How does the kitty sound? How does the kitty sound? Meow? That's what kitty sounds like. Yeah, that's what kitty sounds like. Meow. I'm not sure if she sounds like that. Maybe when you're chasing her, she sounds really stressed out like that. Or you want uppies? You want uppies? Oh, there's my boy. Okay, everybody, say hi. Hi, say hi. Oh, look, it's you in the mirror, look. Oh, say hi to the baby. Hi. Hi. All right, you guys, so you can see the little chicken nugget right here, naked baby. Yeah, flex on him, boy, flex. Yeah, flex. Oh, he's strong. Oh, there's a cat. Daisy, you're not allowed on my desk. She's trying to get to the mirror, to the window. Whew. Well, this is my parenting Q&A, what I've learned after a year. So for everyone who is new here, my name is Lauren. This is my baby Jax, and I had him with my boyfriend Nathan. He's our first baby, our only kids. You know, we only have kids with each other, whatever, just, you know, people make families all types of ways, so I just want to specify. He's our only baby. He's the first baby I ever did had. Oh, and he's very large and in charge. And he's very large and in charge. And he can see himself in a little mirror right here. So he's very, and right here. Yeah. Hi. And then go flip. Go. Oh, I'm strong. Oh, Daisy. Oh. This looks better when this is on, doesn't it? And he's gonna push the cat off the chair. So, yeah, I asked on Instagram if anybody had, I'm so sorry, you guys, this is my life, you know? I just want to keep it real. So I asked on my Instagram probably a week ago if anybody had questions. Let me know. Oh my god, this is gonna be so hard to film. What can you play with that's not dirty? Here, play with that. Whew. I asked about a week ago on my Instagram if anybody had any burning questions about me as a parent or anything going on. So here I am answering all your questions. I don't do a lot of videos about being a mom. This channel is mainly a makeup channel and I like vlog and stuff, but it's not like a mommy vlog or anything like that, and it probably never will be, but I know people are really curious, and I mean I am too, so it's fine. I don't mind, like, you know, I thought because he turns 1 on the 28th of November that this would be a good time to do like a parenting Q&A, so I don't mind doing it. I did get a lot of the same questions, like how are you doing just in general, how was pregnancy, what's your birth story, because I didn't really do any of those kind of videos. I got how is having a baby during a pandemic, all of those things. So I just want to like basically tell the story. Did you just spit up? No, okay. So I basically just want to tell the story as quickly as possible. So how was I during pregnancy? Absolutely horrible. I'm a terrible pregnant person. I was sick from day one. If you saw my how I found out I was pregnant video, I was so sick I had to go to the emergency room, and they thought that I was having like something wrong, like seriously wrong with me, like my intestines were messing up or my appendix burst or something. Turns out I was just pregnant. And I stayed that sick the whole time. I was super sick. I, retained water like crazy. I had high blood pressure. I had fainting spells. I was just like sick. And when I say sick, I'm talking throwing up all day long. My teeth are really messed up because I threw up so much, like all day long, the entire time I was pregnant. I feel kind of guilty looking back because during my pregnancy, I was definitely that person that posted only good stuff. I mean, I really only posted like 5 pictures while I was pregnant, but still, I mean, like we went to Florida and stuff and I was just posting pictures of myself on the beach like nothing was wrong with me, but literally I was like throwing up in our condo and then like walking down to the beach pretending like I'm having a good time. So I was so sick the whole time. I was just trying to make the best of it because I'm obviously happy that I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have a kid. I was just really freaking sick. So yeah, my birth story is a weird one. It wasn't particularly pleasant. That's why I didn't ever make a birth story. I honestly didn't want to like scare anybody. I mean, we all kind of know that pregnancy or like giving birth isn't like some painless, cool process, but I feel like I wasn't treated that well in the hospital, especially after, well, no, before and after. And like my epidurals didn't take until the 3rd or 4th one. They kept having to adjust it and it wouldn't take. They wouldn't give me an ultrasound, so I was in inactive labor. So if you don't know at all, like when people say, oh, I had a 25-hour labor or whatever, they're most likely combining inactive labor and active labor. So inactive labor is when you're having contractions, but you're not dilated, you're not effaced, whatever. The baby's not like down in position. And then when you're in active labor, that's when everything's like you're there, you're pushing. So I had a 22-hour labor and literally 21 and a half of those hours were inactive labor, me just like laying in a bed, writhing around in pain. My epidurals weren't taking. I wasn't dilating. And then they finally gave me an ultrasound. So like they had put the heart monitor on him, but they hadn't taken an ultrasound to see where he was yet. And to be fair to the nurses, it was my first baby. Your first baby, generally speaking, that's the longest labor. So it wasn't exactly out of the ordinary for me to be taking forever to dilate. So they wouldn't check me. They were just making sure his heartbeat was there and everything. So finally at 21 and a half hours, they look, or I'll say 21 hours, they check with the ultrasound and he was head down, but he was like facing the wrong way. Like his body was just twisted wrong. And basically his head was just jamming into my pelvis every single time I was contracting for 21 hours. And it was so painful, like so freaking painful. My epidurals wouldn't take. So literally every time I was contracting, his head would shove into my pelvic bone. And it literally, like the only way I could describe it, I don't want to scare anyone, but I want to be honest. It literally felt like my entire pelvic bone was just being crushed into dust. Like it was so painful and it was like torture because it took so long. And then finally, they figured out he was twisted the wrong way. They put like a yoga ball. It kind of was like a figure 8 shaped yoga ball between my legs. They flipped me a couple times, like on my left side for 10 minutes, on my right side for 10 minutes, on my left side for 10 minutes. And he twisted around and literally like that, like within 30 minutes of me just flipping like this every 10 minutes, he was in the right position. I went from 3 centimeters dilated to fully 10 centimeters, or yeah, centimeters, right? Like fully effaced. Everything happened in 30 minutes and then boom, I pushed him out in like 30 minutes. I couldn't feel anything at that point. Finally, in the last hour, my epidural finally took and they put another kind of medicine, like I think it was the 4th time they adjusted my epidural and they put like the normal epidural painkiller and then another kind of like, I don't even know, numbing stuff, pain stuff, I don't even know. I was just like, I don't care what you give me, just get the pain to go away. It finally took, I was finally dilated and I just like pushed with all my might and literally had him out in 30 minutes. Like I pushed him out so freaking fast. Like even the nurses were like, are you sure this is your first kid? Like you just freaking pushed him out like a champ. And I was like, yeah, I was ready for this freaking process to be over. Of course I pushed him out, girl. What? So yeah. Then my hospital experience was so horrible. I think I've mentioned it before in videos. My milk never came in. They were just like, the lactation consultants weren't very understanding. The nurses weren't very understanding. He wasn't latching. He was colicky. Like, it was just a mess. So I actually asked to leave early. Like, the hospital that I was at, they keep everybody, like on average, they say they keep everyone for 48 to 36 hours after they give birth. And also, I didn't have any tears or anything. Like, I didn't need stitches. Like, physically I was fine. I just was hating the way that they were treating me and talking to me, and like they were getting mad at me that he wasn't latching onto my boobs. Like, anyway, so I was literally, I think like 18 or 20 hours like post labor, and I was like, we're gonna go. Like, I just straight up told like whatever nurse was working, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm gonna go. And they let us go. I mean, they probably can't hold us. I mean, I didn't need surgery or anything, so. The cat is just being crazy. So I just left. So yeah, that was my birth story in a nutshell. And then being a first-time mom during a pandemic. Okay, well, I also think my experience was a little bit tough because sorry, I keep burping. Oh my gosh. Jax was colicky for the first 6 months. So if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's kind of hard to explain because not even like doctors and pediatricians know exactly what happens. But basically it's like excessive crying. And I don't even like to say crying because he didn't cry. It's not like there's tears coming out of his eyes. Yeah, you were screaming. He was screaming for 6 months every day for like 3-4 hours at a time, just like screaming. He was like tightening up his whole body, like throwing his head back. He's bloodied my nose multiple times. He busted my lip with his head. Yeah. So that was hard. And I think that would have been hard, obviously, whether there was a pandemic or not. Then 3 months after he was born, the pandemic hit, you know, for the first time, like heavy in March. I live in Texas. They shut everything down, right? That was horrible because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and even if I wasn't, then he has to come home from daycare. Somebody would have had to take care of him, whatever. Like, everything shut down, even daycares and schools and everything. So that was hard, and like, yeah, it was just hard. Like, it was stressful. There's really no other way to put it. It was so stressful. And like, before the pandemic hit, there was days where like Nathan would come home from work and I had been getting it from him like all night and all day, and I would just have to like go walk around Walmart for like an hour just so I could be somewhere where a baby wasn't screaming. Oh good, okay. How about you don't play with that? And then the pandemic came, and I didn't feel safe really going to Walmart because I always felt like I would accidentally bring something home to Jax. So then I wasn't even, like, I couldn't even just go walk around Walmart for like 30 minutes to decompress. At the end of the day, once Nathan was finally home from work, like, that was so hard. And there was a point when we went to Dallas for my friend's birthday. So a while in, this was in July, things were starting to get a little bit better. They were like easing up on stuff. And the, protocol for the pandemic was gatherings of 50 people or less. So my friend's wedding fit with that. And we were kind of planning on taking Jax with us because whatever. But at that point, I was like, I can't. I need a break. Like, I needed a longer break than just a couple of hours, if that makes sense. So we decided to just have him stay with Nathan's sister. And, they were thrilled, obviously, because they all love him. So yeah, I'm really lucky in that way that like there's literally probably like 35 people I could call right now and be like, hey, can you like watch Jax, or can he stay the night at your house or whatever? And the person would say yes. They would come pick him up for me, like, you know. So I'm really lucky in that way. And I'm also really lucky because, hi baby, stand up. Oh. And I'm also really lucky because with everything being crazy during the day, Jax has slept through the night since he was about 6 weeks old. And to this day, like, Nathan and I say it to each other almost every single day. Like, we don't know what we would have done if he was acting the way he acts during the day, like when he was colicky and stuff, and not sleeping through the night either. Like, we would have both lost our marbles. Like, I don't know what we would have done. So I always, anytime that he's like very fussy now, you know, he's teething, he's a baby, he's growing, he's gonna be fussy. And every time he was colicky, I would literally just sit there and tell myself, at least he's sleeping through the night. Because I know, actually quite a few people have kids. Like, I know somebody who I went to college with who had their kid, who had their baby 3 days before Jax. I know people who have like babies who are 1 or 2 months older, like a handful of people, and their kids still aren't sleeping through the night. Like, they're still waking up 2-3 times every single night. And every time he is like crazy during the day, I'm like, you know what? He's about to sleep through the night though. He's gonna sleep through the night, which means I get to sleep through the night. So I really can't complain that much. But yeah, that was hard. And it was also hard because I think when you're having when you're going from 0 kids to 1 kid, that's the hardest transition, because now all of a sudden my life literally went from like, I can do whatever I want all the time. I have 1,500 hobbies. I can do it. I can stay up all night if I want to, because tomorrow I can sleep all day and whatever. And I was working from home, so I can do whatever. So it went from that to like, oh my God, I have like 30 minutes to do like whatever I want this week. Like, I have no me time. Are you kidding me? So that also added to the stress of like, it's my first time being you know, I'm a new mom. I'm trying to figure all that out. And then a pandemic hits, so I can't even figure that out anymore because I can't go anywhere. Like, I can't discover what is my new me time because I can't do anything or go anywhere. So yeah, that's the hardest part to me. Like, what I would say looking back is like that transition of like, you can do whatever you it's like you can do whatever you want right now. And like, it's even hard. Like, I know I used to say like, oh, it can't be that bad. Kids can't take up that much time. Like, I was that idiot person who never had kids who was like, it can't be that bad. They don't take up that much time, whatever. They do. They take up a lot of time anywhere you want to go. Like, you know, if it's not a pandemic happening, it takes at least 3 hours longer. Like, to this day, like even now when he's this age, he's generally really good, unless he's like teething or something or going through a growth spurt. But even then, it adds at least trying to get him ready and his stuff packed and everything we need to do. And how long do you think we're going to stay out? How much food do we need? Do we need to take his pack and play? Do we need to take this? How many toys do you think we should need? Blah, blah, blah. Is he teething? Do we have the Tylenol? Everything. It adds at least like an hour and a half to your, you know, process of trying to get out the door. And you leave the house sweating no matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter. You could be naked trying to get him ready and going, and you're dripping sweat by the time you leave. It's yeah, it's like you really have to completely relearn how to like balance you time, couples, you know, me and Nathan, like our time together, time with the baby. I feel like for us too, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, there's lots of balance between like I spend all day with him and Nathan doesn't get a lot of one-on-one time with him. So we have that balance that we're trying to like still figure out. And just now, like I think probably by like the 10-month mark is when I finally like, we really got a good balance on things. Where like I'm still able to make videos and I can do my makeup and I can take pictures and I can, you know, do all the things that I like to do and paint, and we can fix up the house, and we can balance all the things around having a baby. So that was like a really long, like, hello update. That was honestly most of the questions. Y'all just really wanted to know how I'm doing and, you know, what the process has been. So there's only a few more questions. This one is, what is the #1 tip you would share with any new mom? And I guess I kind of covered it, but not really, no. I think my #1 tip would be, there's kind of a lot. It's kind of hard. Like, I kind of want to wrap 2 into 1, which is like, don't, who the heck is that? Don't be so, like, glued to your agenda, I guess. Don't be so glued to the to-do list. Don't be so glued to the time, like, this has to happen at this time. Because in my experience, at least, and you know what, this might not even apply to some people, because in my experience, having a colicky baby, you know, that's not very common to have a colicky baby. So you might just have like a chill baby and you can do whatever you want, and it takes like a month for you to just figure shit out and you're back to doing your normal thing. But for someone like me who like just had their kid during a pandemic, or who has a colicky baby, don't be so glued to like, this has to happen now. You know, this also is probably like a me problem. Like, this is advice I would give to myself. If I could go back and, you know, my future self could go and tell myself a year ago what to stop freaking out about, is because I'm like a very like scheduled person. I like to have a to-do list, and I like to get all the things done on the to-do list, or else my day is like ruined. Like, I just hate it. So just learning to be not so like dependent on like getting those things done to feel like a good mom. I guess that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to get everything on your to-do list done right now, today, to be a good mom, okay? And so it is kind of hard to just remind yourself, like, you know, he doesn't know. If you did nothing all day except hang out with him and feed him and make sure he takes a nap and give him a bath at the end of the day, then who freaking cares? He doesn't know. You're the only one who cares. I'm just saying, like, me looking at myself in the mirror, I'm the only one who cares if everything on my to-do list doesn't get done. Nathan doesn't even care. So yeah, just like, don't get fixed on like, I have to get this done. And what I did to help me with that is that I would start making this list. I do this like every like Sunday, Monday, and every Thursday, Friday. I'll make a list of every single thing I could possibly want to like do, you know, videos I want to film, house projects I want to get done, you know, upgrading the house, you know, cleaning I want to get done, whatever. I will make a list of everything I want to want to get done Monday through Friday, and then I will pick 3 things. What is going to annoy me the most if I don't get it done? And those are the only 3 things that I like really, really focus on getting done. And one of them is always filming. So there's like 2 things. It'll be like, I want to clean, like deep clean the kitchen or whatever, or I want to paint the extra bedroom, you know, like a project, or like, as long as I get the house clean and keep it clean all week, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. I pick the 3 things that will annoy me most if I don't get them done, and I focus on doing those, and everything else is a bonus. So I give myself 5 days to get 3 like things done. You know, it could be like washing all my makeup brushes, and if that takes me all 5 days doing 15 brushes a day, then that's what happens. And but I got it done, and that's fine. And everything else, if I get the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th thing done on that list, then that's a bonus, and that's great. If I only get 3 things done, then that's fine too. And I do the same thing for the weekends. Hopefully, if you're like kind of a busybody, workaholic type of person, and you're really frustrated with not being able to get done all the things that you used to be able to get done before you had kids, just maybe that'll help you, because it's definitely helped me. And again, that's just something I just started doing in like the last 2 months. Like all the time before that, I was just here like pissed off all the time that I'm not getting anything done. And yeah, it helps a lot with just your mindset about, you know, what is making you feel accomplished and all of that. Because honestly, for me, like Nathan always told me, from the beginning, like, oh, it doesn't matter if you don't get that stuff done because you're here taking care of him. But in my mind, I'm like, it still matters. It still freaking matters. But yeah, I just have to, like, you know, I have to just accept that I don't have the time that I used to have. And I just need to focus on getting what I can get done, you know, being more reasonable about what I can get done, giving myself reasonable goals. It took me a really long time to accept that I can't do 20 things in a day. I have to give myself reasonable goals or I'm just gonna walk around like upset all the time. So, and that's not fun for anybody, you know, especially me, giving me premature wrinkles and stuff. So, last question, and I got this actually a few times, and for anyone who asked me, this is the one thing I did respond in DMs, because everyone who asked me is like about to have a kid or they're trying to get pregnant, so I wanted to like tell them so they could like buy everything if they need it or decide that they want to do it. And it's, do you think diapers, cloth diapers are worth it? Are they like problematic, more trouble than they're worth, whatever? Okay. So, I don't know if y'all have noticed, this one's not in cloth diapers. I did want to do cloth diapers. What? What's the matter? I did want to do cloth diapers. And I think they're awesome. I think that they're a wonderful thing to do. It's very hard, so like I just don't want I don't want this to turn into like hating on Nathan or whatever. But he did not ever want to do cloth diapers. It grossed him out too much. So, ow, oh, it's definitely something that is at least it's too hard for me. It's too much to do by myself. It is great if everyone is on the same page, okay? So, yeah, if you and your partner are both like very into the cloth diapering idea, it is not that difficult. It's just if you're grossed out or not about washing poop off of diapers. And basically, for anyone who doesn't really know or hasn't really thought about it, it's not that bad. Like, you just get like a hose attachment a lot of the time to your toilet. So you can basically hose any poopy diapers off into your toilet and then flush it down. And then you just wash them in your washing machine. And you generally do like an extra rinse just to make sure the soap is out, because you don't want that like sitting on their skin. I mean, you're washing them every single day, so you don't want any soap buildup. But yeah, I mean, it's great for the environment. It's great, like an energy saver. It's renewable, you know, and a lot of the time you can also get used ones. If that doesn't gross you out, you can save money and you can get used ones a lot of the time on like OfferUp and places like that. So yeah, I think they're a great option. It's just way too difficult to do by yourself, and by yourself with a colicky baby. Like, that's the last thing I wanted to worry about, is like running out of diapers and then having to wait for them to wash in the washing machine. Like, hey, no. So yeah, just, I think it's great, like if you and your partner, whoever you're like living with or having a baby with or whatever, if you're both like gung-ho for it, you're gonna do awesome. That was all the questions. The sun's kind of setting, so I'm sorry if the lighting changed throughout this video. Oh, don't bite that. He's gonna rip it. He's gonna rip it. That's mommy's. That's mommy's. No, 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 that has makeup on it. He doesn't like when I tell him no. Those aren't for you. Those aren't for you. I'm sorry. I didn't know those were in there. You can play with the brushes. You can play with the brushes. Whew. Okay, so that was all the questions I got. This is probably going to be a very long video, I'm finding out. I thought it was going to be a quick one, but anyway, my Instagram and my TikTok will be listed down below. Please like this video if you liked it. If you want more like mom related stuff, just let me know. It's definitely not going to be a mom channel, but I'm up for answering y'all's questions and anything like that. So just let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, follow me on everything. Thank you so much for watching. Say thank you. He's not gonna say it. Okay. Yeah, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just have a good one. Bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. 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 Bye.